Hi and welcome back to the probably last episode of my solo playthrough of Lacrimosa. I am terribly sorry for all the goofs I made during the last episode, but I believe that I was able to sort more or less everything out. So yes, I was right in respect that when Chicaneda is moving from Royal Court Tile to Royal Court Tile, if the space already has a Royal Court card, this counts as his very first visit. So I think I was playing this correctly. This has been, I think, confirmed by either the publisher or the designer. Can't quite remember, but I think it played it correctly. So that's that, which it's really a big relief for me. So I think with that being said, we should be ready to go into the fourth and penultimate round of the game. Again, I will be the starting player. This is my hand of cards, and right now I'm not 100% sure if I want to travel. This one is awfully tasty, quite honestly, because again, we could go for another opus, we would gain 2 ducats, and we could travel. The only Royal Court tile that is currently out here is this one here in Vienna. The thing is, in order to fulfill that and collect the 5 points at the end of the game, I need a religious piece. This is, I believe, an opera or so, and this is a chamber music. I have the chamber music opus in front of me, but in order to get there, we would need to spend 2, 4, 5, 6 money to get there alone. We would gain 1 money back, and we would gain $2 from that travel action. So we are not really spending, so let's say we would only move 2, 3, 4, 1 will get, it's basically only a 3, and we would get it and potentially take something away, because again, that's the only thing that we could keep. The thing is, we wouldn't be able to afford the opus, I believe, then, which we need. We need 2 more, and these are really extremely expensive. But again, it's the only thing that we can afford. Maybe we do something different instead and simply go for some easy points. I mean, we don't have to take this action, don't get me wrong. And we could ignore basically a whole thing just for the, I think, $4 we would get. That's also not nothing. And placing this one, so let's say we place this one in here. We would gain $4 for that if we are not using the travel action, and putting this one down here would give us all of this. This is also a victory point at the end of the game, but still I don't know if that's the best. I could really try to stall now, right? I mean, that's also something that we could do. A lot of decisions now. And there is also another tasty memory card here. That's 2.2 black, so maybe we go for that. Right now we can afford that quite easily, right? Yeah, let's do that. So completely changing our plans. So yeah, we will record a memory. I believe that's how the action is properly called. And sometimes, yeah, it's not as smooth as it should be. We are taking, I think we have to go with this one for now, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That's totally fine. We go for this one. And yeah, as I mentioned, we will pay 3 ducats to grab this card. Of course, we also need to spend the 1 story point. Again, right now we have the most of those, so let's spend those. Yeah, I shouldn't have put this in, quite honestly. Let's move this in. This is out of the game. But again, yeah, will also score me 2 points at the end of the round. I take that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's draw 2 more cards. What do we have here? Okay, that's a nice combination. I think in this case we will definitely play this card and put this one down here. At least I think, unless again I don't want to travel, then I could still say, no, let's put this card down here. It's a victory point at the end of the round if we really just go for this. But yeah, getting the extra 2 ducats, also not nothing. So let's slide everything down. We will reveal a new card. That's another... a lot of travel actions on top of things, but yeah, also 2-pointer. But yeah, I think all of these are mainly 2-pointers now at the penultimate round, but that's basically our goal. So let's see what he's doing. Okay, he's going for another opus, so he will score some easy points. I think that's pretty obvious. So we're getting rid of 1 travel action, and I checked the deck in the meantime, and it's pretty much the same distribution of, let's call it, actions that we are using in our mode. So I think we have everything twice, but the record the memory is only in there 1, like our starting deck at least. So that's good to know. So we know one travel action is already out, and again he will go for the leftmost opus, which is, oh, kleine Nachtmusik. How nice. So he will score 4 points for those. Let's slide this over. Let's do that real quick. Now this goes down here, but yeah, 4 points is pretty massive, moving him to 22 already. Okay, let's see. I think we kind of had a plan, right? Let's go for this. I think we may need the extra money, which means we will place this one down here. First of all, we will collect the 2 ducats. I think that's pretty important. And then we can choose which action to take in any order we see fit. And I think we might as well go from left to right here. And here is a particularly interesting one. Zwei deutsche Kirchenlieder. We need to spend 5 ducats. So that's not a problem. And we have to spend 3 black story points, which I think is also fine. 1, 2, and 3. So let's grab this opus here, place it next to our other opus. So we have some options now, but we will also immediately score 6 points, which is pretty nice, moving us to 21. So here we come. And then we still have an action. Yeah, we can still move. So we might as well simply move here to Frankfurt, again, my hometown. We have to spend 2 ducats. We have the 2 ducats. We will get those 2 ducats by the way. Again, if I wouldn't have the money, I wouldn't have been allowed to travel. But as I had the money, we can basically balance things out. We still have to spend the red story point though, which is quite okay. So let's grab this tile. It will be removed from the game. We get 2 discs now. This is now an interesting one. Do we want more black? We will get 3 at the end of the round already. And I think we will definitely go for 1 white one, maybe for another white one, because that's the one we can always produce those with these. I shouldn't really forget this. Again, the black ones are... let's go for another black one, because they are so important. Grabbing those memory cards, grabbing those opus, I think that's fine. And we still will score 1 more point. So we are tied. Wow, for the first time in the game, after the setup that is, we are actually caught up with Schikaneda. Nice. Let's refresh the row. So let's move that down here. This is another action card. Oof, also not bad. This is very cool actually, because we had a lot of travel actions out here. Now this combination is something else, because with this one here we could first of all commission an opus and then immediately perform that. That's really, really massive, and we get $2 from that. So that's a very, very powerful card. But in a 2-play game, we are removing 2 of each from each of the stages, from each of the rounds. So we don't necessarily know what has been removed and what's still in the deck. So it's 2 opus and 2 memory cards from each of the level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, and so on. So let's draw. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So we could do that again. I mean, these opus are really, really powerful. And again, I think we might be able to afford this. And this could bring us potentially to the position to get the 3rd one here we need for the Royal Court tile, which is waiting here in Vienna. Tempting. But I must say that despite the little rules, unclarities, ambiguities, especially in the solo mode, I very much enjoy the solo mode. So from the AI perspective, it seems well thought out, and especially when playing things correctly around the travel action, it's not as devastating as I first thought. If they would start, for example, on Royal Court, I was really thinking, hey, with double actions left and right, he would clearly clean out everything on the board. But I think so far on the easy level, this didn't necessarily happen. The one wash that we have seen was mainly because I messed things up, and hopefully I was, and good thing is that I was able to repair that. So no, I really very much enjoy this. Okay, he's going for a Requiem action, but I think that's not a surprise. If that would have been a travel action, I would have felt much safer, quite honestly. Let's look at the right column here. So he's going to movement 3. No one is there actually, and again he will go for the lowest one. And I think in this case, this will actually be a violin, if I see that correctly. But this also means he's very much alone here. So now we do have a reason to do that too, and basically block him out here. this would be the one time which we would be able to win, and then we would score the 3 points and taking something away from him. Yeah. I think we have to start thinking about that. But anyway, he will still score the 1 point. That's the bonus he always gets when he's placing something on the Requiem, which means he is in the lead again. Okay, so there's that. Okay, then back to us. Question now really is, do we want to lock it in right now? Because I think we can. Yeah. So we would ensure we would gain the 3 points there, and he would only get 1 point. The thing is, we would be looking at this composer tile here, which is awfully expensive. We need 2 white story points. We have those. We need 5 money. The problem is the bonus here on this one says, we flip it over, every time we are doing something with this one, I think this is the chamber music actually. That's the chamber music as far as I know. So every time we are either taking an opus of that particular type, or we are performing or selling it, we will score 1 point. So getting this late game, and right now I'm not sure if I will be able to do that. Yeah, I think this is not really worth it, especially thinking about our money situation right now. We would basically spending the whole money we have. So maybe we do want instead to go for this here again, grabbing the final piece we may need and hoping he's not traveling and taking this away from us. So maybe I have to gamble here. We would still gain some points out of this. We could still perform. Yeah, let's do that. And again, this is an aspect which I totally like, because you have to somewhat assume what the other players are doing. In a multiplayer mode, that's something that's happening all the time, but it's also quite working here with the solo player Chicaneda. Of course, it's a little bit luck driven, but I do like this little coin flip. That's really not bad. So yeah, let's place this one down here. We will place this one down here because I know the last one has to be, I checked all the remaining cards here, the last one has to be our remaining Requiem action here, and we will also gain 1 white story marker here. So again, we will collect 2 ducats. That's the first thing that we will gain from this card, and then we will commission an opus. And as I still have some hopes we might be able to fulfill this royal court tile, we will go for this one. So we are spending 5 ducats. This is really not nothing. We will have to spend 1 black story marker, which we do have here, so we have to start spending those, but that's totally fine, and we will immediately score 3 more points, so moving us to 25. Not too bad. Let's slide everything down here, and we'll reveal a new card, and that's another opus, which Quartet for Clavier 1 to 2. It's not bad, because this is something which you gain 5 ducats for basically nothing, just the action. This can be really, really nice. Let's reveal the last remaining card. Exactly, it's the Requiem action. And now really depends a little bit on what it is he is doing, but I will most likely go for this action here. But let's see about that. This will be the action. Okay, he is performing something, I think. Let's see. Let's really see about that. And he will again go for, though he's not traveling this round. That's the second one we played here. And yeah, he is performing the leftmost opus. And actually he's always selling this. So this is out of here. He will increase his income by 2. That's the first time he's doing that. And he will collect 3 points right off the bat. So he's moving 1, 2, 3 to 26. And he's collecting 1, 2 income. Again, I do not think that he's getting any victory points from those, but he will collect the extra victory points. So every time you are here and getting extra income, you will score 2 extra points, and these points Chicaneda will get. Okay then, let's reveal a new card. That's also another opus, Dissonanzen Quartet. You're also not shabby. Okay then, last action for this round. We do want, yeah, let's do that. We have to perform, I believe. And which one do we want to hold on to? Do we want to hold on? I think I want to place this one here, so we are getting some travel things as well, travel story points at the end of the round. And I'm okay taking this into the next hand. Question now is, what do we want to do? I don't want to sell these right now, because again, I'm still hoping for that royal court tile. I'm really tempted now to perform the Symphony 31 here, Paris, to gain the 8 boy. Of course, we have to spend 2 of our black story markers, but I think we really need the cash. If we want to travel that far, I think that's the best we can do. So yeah, let's do that. So we are doing this. We are spending 2 more of our very, very precious story discs, but this will give us 8 more bucks, which will bring us into a good position for the final round to come. So we are now here already at 10. We will get 5 more here. So I think I really like, I think I should have discarded this one by now, by the way, but not a big deal. Yeah, and again, this is the card that we have to hold on to for the next round, final round to come. So let's see what Chicaneda is doing. And it's another Opus action, which could be quite okay actually. Which one is he taking? He's taking the rightmost one, which could be good for us points wise, but no, not really, because again, all the cards here to the right are memory cards, and yeah, this is already a level 4 card. So he will grab this one here. He will immediately score the 4 points, but yeah, I guess that's life, bringing him up to 30 points. We still have to reveal a new card though, because only afterwards we will then flush the other cards, and that's another, oh no, that's an action card here. Wow, 2 Requiem actions. This card won me the last game, because with this I was able to lock in the Sanctus section of the Requiem in my last playthrough, and again this secured me, I believe, 21 points, because I placed one with a lower composer at that point in time, but this was still pretty massive. Okay, that's the end of the round. So let's do these things in order. We will untap this one here right away. That's fine. This will go to 0. Everything will go. We haven't spent a single white story marker, which means we didn't progress on the Requiem. Let's see if that's a good thing or not. We will get 3 of those. That's not bad. We will get 1 white and 1 red. Then we get 1, 2, 3 wild cards. So we will definitely go for 1 here. I'm not sure. We may want to go in here, and maybe we do that once more, because let's do that here, because again, depends a little bit if we are going heavy on the Requiem or not. And the travel, it might be we may need only 1 in this case. So I think I'm okay with that. We will get 5 more coins. Now that is important for sure. I have taken care of this. We will collect 2 more points and 2 more points here. That's 4 points in total. So I certainly take that, bringing us to 29. We see 1 time this action on our action row, which means we're getting 1 white story disc for that. And I believe this was our player board. I will deal with the hand of cards in a second. Let's do the board now. So they will flip over. Again, they are not really useful for me, and that's something I really do regret. We only have 1 here in Frankfurt that needs to get replaced. I think everything else needs to stay where it is. Let's deal with the cards here. They are gone out of the game. This will slide down. It's always the rightmost 4, in case I didn't mention. The remainder of those cards will also be removed. We are replacing this one with that one. Requiem action will give us 1 point, so we might want to do that more than once. I don't know. So that's another Opus. Zauberflöte, magic flute. Nice, 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 nice. This is another one. This is another one. Yeah, these are 7, 8 points. These are really, really massive. Wow, okay. Only opera came out, and I believe with that we should be able to move into the final round of the game. Are you excited? I certainly am. Okay then, I think we have to secure our travel action, quite honestly. I think we have to do that, but it's really not great. If he's traveling now first and he is traveling downward, he will take the only thing away that might help us. So we could do this down here, but that's the 2 money. Again, we have money now. That's not really the end of the world, but I think I do want to travel this one here. Do we want to go for another Opus action or not? Record a memory action. Right now there's nothing out there. Maybe yes, there is something with points. We have still 1 more Requiem action out. And I'm not sure if I want to do that twice. But again, we could really lock in some majority. So that's also... shouldn't really completely abandon that. Oh, that's so unfortunate. the cards that we have drawn. Of course, I could still gamble, but that would be a 10-point swing and 6 points. I think I have to do that. No, I want this now. It might be terribly short-sighted, but I think we have to do that. So I will put this down here. This could still give us some extra points. These 3 is not bad, believe me. So we are definitely traveling now. Yeah, this was really unfortunate. So which is the shortest route? This would be 1, 2, 4, 2. It's basically, yeah, potato patata, I guess. So yeah, let's move upwards here. So $2, $3, $4 here to Vienna. Again, that's not the problem. We have the $4. We will get something back in a second, so I will leave it here. The remainder of the 3 will move back. Then we have to spend 1 red story point in order to grab this one, which is totally fine. So we have collected our very, very, very first royal court tile. So for that, we get a white one. We get 1 money back. That's the money I parked in here. And we will immediately score a victory point. So again, we are tied with Chicaneda. Nice. So yeah, okay, that's not bad. We will, yeah, we have to draw up our hand of 4 cards. Okay. Yeah, now this would have been the perfect card, quite honestly, but we might still take it. Let's see. But yeah, let's see what Chicaneda is doing. Oh, he's going for a Requiem action. I think the more important piece is now, okay, he's the Opus. When Opus is giving him some serious points, so I think I'm not terribly sorry that he's taking that. He will go, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So he will go for the Sanctus again. Yeah, that's 6 more points for him. Yeah, I think that's even worse. And he will go for the topmost one, which I believe is still another violin. So I guess this is now really a lost cause, because again, he has already 3 on this side. So the 16th snow, which in this case is Chicaneda, will basically score the majority. I think, yeah, there is no trumpet. I could still tie though, so this might still be worth it. No, we can't. I keep forgetting we only have 1 more tile here, but that's also a 2-pointer. So that's in total, if we are placing one here, that's still 5 points in total. So let's not give up on this too easily, at least I think. But yeah, he will still score the 3 points here, of course. So that was basically 9 points for him in total. Yeah, I think we are not standing any chances here. I think the main problem really was that I was not able to gain 1 more of those royal court tiles, taking this away from me. But again, he will score an immense amount of victory points at the end of the game. Okay, now I think it's time to make some points. We will go for this one, and I think I am okay with 1 Requiem action this round. I think let's definitely hold on to 1. At least let's try our best. We will collect 2 more bucks. I think this could become important still, and then we can do this either way. Again, it doesn't matter too much. So maybe let's simply travel first. Therefore, we have to spend 1 coin here. For this one, we have to spend 1 travel point, story point, which has to be one of those, unfortunately. We will claim that, which means we are getting $2 back, 2 ducats back, and we will immediately score the 1, 2, 3 points here. Not too bad. For our Requiem, for our Opus action, I think, yeah, I was debating the magic flute, the Zauberflöte, but it's $3 more here, 3 more ducats for only 1 point, and I'm not sure what I will be doing. Yes, of course, I will gain an awful lot here, but I think this might be the better deal. So we have to spend all 4 of our black story points here, which is okay. We have to spend 8 ducats. Also really not nothing, but we will immediately score 8 points for this card, which of course is pretty huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, bringing us to 41 points in total. Not bad. Let's reveal stuff. Okay, these are one of those. Again, I mentioned this. They don't come with any actions whatsoever. They will simply give you points. But again, it does make sense because all of those action cards will go to the bottom of the row anyway, into the memory section of the board, I believe. That's experience section. I keep forgetting what is the bottom part of the row. So yeah, it does make sense that we are only getting points for that. Back to Chicaneda. Okay, he is doing an Opus. perform as selling an opus basically. And we'll go for the rightmost one, which again, this case could be really, I think this is actually quite good, right? Is it? Yeah, not sure. He will sell this one for 2 income and 3 points. The 3 points, I think that might be okay actually. So bringing him to 36, but of course again he will increase his income by 2, but so far there is no danger for him getting points. Even with 2 more we are still out of reach, but again for each step he is then extending or exceeding this topmost row, he will get the 2 victory points. So this can be a quite massive point generator. Okay, I think we have to do some more. Now question is, are we okay? I think we should be okay. So we are placing this up here. And yeah, let's do this down. Oops, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm cheating myself. Of course, this needs to go in here first. Oof, that was close. And this will go down there. I think we are good with that, right? Yeah, I think that's okay. First of all, we will collect our 2 ducats. That's the important piece. Then we will perform or sell something. I think in this case, we might as well simply sell something. And I guess we are selling here this symphony because we only have 1 black story marker left. This gives us, yeah, unfortunately only 1 income, but it's still 1 more victory point at the end of the game. I would have really preferred to sell this, but I could have done that actually. For 3 we could gain, for 3 ducats we could always buy 1 more. But for 2 points, it's also, no, it's not a point basically. No, let's not do that. That's fine. I think I really should have went more heavily to the black ones. But again, I have made my choices in an earlier round, so that's that. So we have increased this. We will collect the 2 points here, which is not bad either. Okay, and then we have the Requiem action still. And now I have an ugly choice. Do I want to somewhat secure this? The risk, how many of this does he already? No, he has, yeah, he has already used at least 1, but he could go for another Requiem action. So only 1, which means he's not able to take this away here. So we could basically tie there. No, we could even win there actually. Or we could go, I don't know, maybe up here. But again, these composer tiles simply give you extra actions. And I think I completely forgot about those. Quite honestly, I should have moved to that. Basically, this tile here means, let's flip it to the other side. So when you have this on your player board, every time you're taking this opus action, you get an extra one. It's not that you every time get 1, you really have to take this action, but you will get 2 of those. So that's quite massive, but I think that's not going to happen too soon. Again, I could tie there, but he might as well then still outsmart me there. Whereas down here, I could win. I would also only get 3 points, but would deny him then some points there. So do we want to make things sure or not? And it's not too expensive. It's still, well, it's not nothing. It's still $5 here. That's something that we also have to consider. What are we going to do with our final action? With 5, we have 4 left. Yeah, we can always sell stuff. So think this one through. I think going in here might be better because I could go for the organ and would gain even an extra point and would gain 1 here. And this doesn't help me. So maybe let's do that. Let's do that. So yeah, we will go for the sequencia. And again, we will go for the organ. This will give us a point right away. So let's do that. This will go in here. We have to still spend something here. So we have the 5 ducats. That's okay. We have the white story marker. Also not a problem. So let's grab this one and place it here. And this could give us actually extra money or an extra story cube at the end of the round. I think that's not too bad, but we will immediately score the 1 point that was underneath it, bringing us to 44. Not bad. But that's the end of the round. And now we will come to the end of the turn. Now will be the penultimate turn for us. So let's see what we will have available for the last round to come. And I think I didn't do a particularly good job in upgrading my memories. But yeah, let's see what comes out. So let's slide everything over. This one goes in here. So we could go for this one. That could be a 4 point in the end. But keep in mind, this is a point and this is a point. So we are giving 2 points away for 4 points. Could be still worth it, so of course. But yeah, let's see what Chicanita is doing. He's traveling, which means he's at least, or he could go for 11 more points. Yeah, I mean, it had to happen, right? Okay, he's only traveling once and he's only going once, which means in this case downward. Okay, I have to check that now. So he's moving downward and only to one royal court, and we'll only do that once. So that's at least something. But is it 4 or 7 now? And I think it's to 7, right? So he will move downwards. So 2, 1, exactly, yeah, exactly. 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7 moving in here. Again, he will ignore all those, but he will collect the 4 points for this. So this was kind of a lucky situation, but still 4 more points for Schikaneda. But that also means we don't need to worry about this one here. That's maybe a good thing. And yeah, I looked at things, but I believe I was not really able to figure something out. I was going to go for another Requiem action at the Sanctus section. The problem there is I only have the trumpet and the violin now available to us. And unfortunately, neither of these instruments are available here. This would have been a nice one because 2 points here, 3 points here. It would be another Requiem point for our final end of round scoring card. All the others cost us more than they actually give us. Yes, in theory, I could go for the Agnus Dei, which potentially, really only potential, no, we could maybe at least tie us there. If we go for the trumpet, we could tie there. Right. No, we could even win this. We could win this. That's 3 points for us, but we are losing 1 point for the income. This is a point. This is 2/3 of a point. So I'm not sure if that's worth it, but still taking points away from him might still be a good thing. He will score 3 points right now. If he would win this, we could... now we would win. We would take 2 points away from him. We would gain 3 points, 4 points for this. But again, would also lose at least almost 3 points for that. So I think that's not our best bet. And again, I don't want to sit here for hours counting points through, but this is this kind of a game actually. So I guess we are recording a memory. Because I think this could be the easy points we may need, and it doesn't matter which one we are putting down here because we are replacing it anyway, but we will play it thematically correct in the end. So we will do something like this. Yep, we will grab this card here. This only costs us 1 story point. We will go for a white story marker, which we still have on our track anyway. So that's not bad. So this one is out of the game. We are sliding this down here. Oh, come on. So we will get 2 points, and this is also 2 points in the end, theoretically that is. So I guess, oh, we got some money. So I think that's still okay. I think that's really still okay. This is out of the game. Again, we still have to slide things over because he might still go for an opus action, I believe. Could be still potential. So let's see what comes out. And yeah, this is now the last thing of the game for Schikaneda. Okay, it's another 4-pointer here. So yeah, let's see what he does. And he will sell, and this could be okay. I think point-wise, this might have been the minimum damage that he's doing right now, at least I think. And he's going for the rightmost one, which is maybe also a good thing. Or maybe not. He's going for the magic flute in this case. Yeah. Of course, so he will collect 4 points and 3 incomes, which will ultimately translate into 6 points here. Because let's do the income here first. So this is gone. So he gets 1, 2 steps here, 1 more. This is going beyond, which is 2 points plus the 4 points here. That's 6 points in total, which might result in a very, very embarrassing end game score. But that's basically the end of the game. We are still going through a final time through our cleanup, at least for us here, right? So again, this goes down. Nothing has changed. 3, 4. 2, 1 here is 2 extra dollars, which again translates into 1 victory point then, because yeah, you will see that in a second. We will have 1 white. We don't have a red, but again, doesn't really matter whatsoever. Oh no, we still get those. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we get 4 more. Doesn't matter too much. Do we want money? No, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, just for the laughs here. All right. Do we need maybe only 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think that's fine. We will leave it at this here. So these were those. Right, we will get still the $6. That's also 2 more victory points. That's not nothing, and we still collect 5 points here, bringing us almost up to 50 points. At least we are in the lead at the end of the normal game. I take that as a minor victory here. But then let's do the final scoring, and maybe I really should have sold something instead of holding on to this, because this could have been more points to sell this, right, than holding on to this. But again, I wanted to show things to you. So we are looking at our royal court tile. We have a prayer, we have this, we have this. So this gives us this. We can only fulfill this once, but this will bring us to 54 points actually. That's not bad, and this allows us to flip this crest here, which is something they have really nicely done, quite honestly. I like that a lot, a nice touch. But that's basically the end of our royal court tiles here, and then we have to look at the stack of massive tiles that the eye has collected. So he's right now at 42. I will do the math off camera, but ultimately this brought him to 69 points in total, whereas I'm here, it's still at the 54 points. And yeah, we are still not done yet. I will also flip this tile for him to the other side. So these were all the royal court tiles. Then we score the Requiem. Here we have a tie, which means we are both scoring the minimum amount of points, which is 1. Nice. Then it's this one here. I'm here alone, 4, 8, 12 points. Again, I'm alone here, so I have the majority, and each counter will give us 4 points. So that's 12 points, to bringing us to 67, I believe. Nice. He's here and here alone, which is 6 more points for him, bringing him to 26. All right, so these were those two. Here he gets 12 points, and this really does hurt. So 28, 38, I'm only here once. I will score 1, 2, 3 points. But that's basically the Requiem action done, or scoring done. And I believe now he's basically out of here. So this is basically his end score, right? So that's 88 points for him. Next we will, I think, conclusion of the story, this is called. So each 2 story points, and again we will combine them all together, will bring us 1 point each. So that's 1, 2 points, 3, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 8 points in total. Not bad, not bad, but it's definitely not going to be enough. We are moving to 28 points, or 78 points, that is. At least we are coming closer, so it's not that much of an embarrassment as I already thought. So again, if I would have been a little bit more proactive, especially this tile here, this would have been a 10-point swing. So then I would be definitely in a winning distance. I think I really didn't time that particularly well. We are not done yet though, as we still get some points here. So 1 point, 2 points, and 4 points in total. 2, 3, 4 points, bringing us to 32, 30, 82 points in total versus the 88 of Chicaneda. So ultimately it wasn't as bad as I thought, so that's good. I do like the challenge, and I already see where I think may have to pay a little bit more attention in the future playthrough and playing this alone. So traveling to those royal courts to at least either denying him the points, or maybe really getting very early on those, as long as I can still grab those. And I forgot something, of course. This one here, we only have 1 cross out there, but again, this bringing us to 83 points instead. So it's even much closer, which I definitely do like here. But yeah, that's still about it. This was this bonus tile here. And we only have 1 symbol there. But yeah, as I said, I see how he's beatable. So he's not overpowered. I don't know what exactly is changing when he is adding more cards, or more powerful cards. Again, we are using the, let's say, basic cards of the eye cards. I'm not sure. Maybe let's have a quick look at some of those. And actually, it's only 2 more cards, but I already start seeing what those cards are. He will go even more heavily on the Sanctus section of the Requiem, which is the 6-pointer. There is 1 more 2 travel space and 1 1-stable space, and I think there are some very specific setup instructions in the rule. I could imagine, for example, that for this you are taking, for a very difficult one, you're maybe taking out the 0 movement here, and replacing it with a 2 or a 1 in this case. So again, making it more likely that he's grabbing more of those tiles. But it doesn't seem that he will be unbeatable with that. It's simply a little bit more challenging. And I think this is really where you have to check the deck, what his capabilities are. I was really going in blind, and this was maybe already a bad thing. But again, so far I really must say I'm very much enjoying the solo experience. Again, 1, 2, 3 little solo clarifications and the game would be, or the rules would be nigh perfect. The game is totally fun to play, especially in the multiplayer mode. This is really, I like this whole aspect of the card upgrades here, so using this action to get more powerful cards. I also like the fact that you have to balance things out, so action up here versus the benefits income that you get here for the end of the round. The whole majority aspect of the Requiem is also quite fun. The traveling is a nice, I think, a little add-on which gives you extra stuff. It's giving you some of these end of game scoring stuff, which is something which you should do, at least try to do early on in the game to get in, let's say, direction. I think this is where I really failed in this one here in the solo mode. You definitely want to get 1 or 2 of those at least somewhat early game, maybe a last one a little bit later when you see what opus you have out there, which parts of the Requiem you are on. But yeah, I think this is where I in the end lost the game by not going there a little bit earlier. And again, I gave the points directly to Chicaneda in this case. But again, a very, very enjoyable game. I totally love the style and the artwork on this one. Yes, it's another beige little Euro style game, which is very popular these days. I really don't get it, why no one is getting bored, but it's really working quite well here for this particular game. So really a job very, very well done, really highly enjoyable. And yeah, that's basically how you play Lacrimosa using the official solo mode. And I really hope you learned from my mistakes, from my questions I was raising. So I'm relatively confident that I have now a good grasp of the solo mode. Again, the multiplayer mode is pretty clear. There weren't a lot of questions in there. It's really mainly lacking around the solo mode. Yes, the first time you're reading the rules, some things are a little bit, I don't know, overly complicated in respect the way how they are written. And also I really don't like the layout of the rules. There are some parts of the rules, later on there is a definition. You need the definition to understand what the action is actually doing for some of those cards. But yeah, when you went through the rules, I think I had to read them at least 2 times plus a half or so to get really a good, somewhat of a grasp for this game. But again, at least this is clear for the solo mode, as I showed and demonstrated here. Some things are a little bit left in the dark, but again, I believe I was able to figure everything out. Before I forget, another very huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members. Really do appreciate all your support. You guys are truly amazing. Feel free to check out my page on Patreon. There's a link somewhat down there. Click this little join button underneath the video to join my community here. It's relatively inexpensive to support it. It's the same on Patreon, by the way. You can click this little thanks button for an immediate donation. Also very much appreciated. And of course, definitely like and subscribe. Leave a comment. This also greatly helps the channel. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.